Hello, all you tiny, beautiful people that live inside my computer. My name is Finn, and today I just kind of want to talk about comic books. Instead of making like some really hard to do thing, I'm just going to talk about comic books. Because it's something I'm really passionate about. It's something I've gotten far more into as time has gone on. I finally started collecting them for pretty much the first time in my life, even though I've loved them forever. I don't have a particular order I'm gonna go through these, really. I'll probably do, like, DC, Marvel, Independent. There's a cat hitting the computer. That might become a problem. He's trying to step on the computer. Hey, buddy. Maybe don't do that. Thank you. So I'm just kind of gonna do that, I guess. I'm gonna talk about them, give my short opinions on them. If you guys enjoy this, maybe I'll do better reviews of individual books or series or whatever, because I think that'd be pretty fun, because these are like my big passion. I spend so much time on this sort of thing, and on this computer is typically where I write stuff for the comic book I'm making, which is pretty cool. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So let's get into it, shall we? Currently, I only have one independently owned comic, that being Do a Powerbomb. This book is beautiful. The art in this is tremendous. The storyline through it is very beautiful. The relationships that are sprouted in this, through all of its main characters, are heartfelt, genuine, and they feel, in one way or another, they feel human, even when some of the characters are literally giant wrestling orangutans. I have loved professional wrestling my entire life. Currently, I'm not watching any because of some political stuff, but beyond that, I love professional wrestling. And a comic book that merges professional wrestling with what I would honestly say is like Dragon Ball, really. It is a beautiful love letter to professional wrestling while being a very, very solid comic book. It's really good. The guy who I am writing a comic and he's making the art and everything for it, and we're working together so hard on that. This is like his guy, Daniel Warren Johnson. That's like his guy. And I completely get why. This has been beautiful. It was published by Image Comics. Mike Spicer is the artist. Tremendous stuff. When I told you they're giant wrestling orangutans, I meant that. That's a genuine statement. But this is a tremendous thing. And there's so much like genuine love for professional wrestling throughout it. Whether it be with the characters or their moves or stuff like this. Wrestling tournament. It's a very heartfelt story that merges comics with like a love for wrestling, and it's very good. It's very, very good. I completely understand why people adore this writer, completely understand why people adore this artist, and I cannot wait to catch up on other stuff that he has made. They have made, I guess. I'm very, very, very excited to check out Daniel Warren Johnson's Wonder Woman, and also another independently owned book that he made called Extremity, which I have not seen a whole lot on, but I've been told it's really good, and I'm very excited for it. So that's Do a Powerbomb. I would love to do a much more deep review of this book, but if I did all of these really deep, this would be a 9-hour video, and I don't exactly feel like recording for 9 hours today. But that's Do a Powerbomb. Very, very good. This book was like, I don't know, 20, 23 bucks US. So it's a full book, fully in color, really high quality book. The glossy stuff on the front page is great. Very good stuff. There are parts of it that get a little bit gory, just a tiny bit. Not like guts hanging out or anything, but like it gets a little gross. The book has a very melancholic ending, but I don't want to give too many spoilers in case anybody is super interested. Good book. Very good book. I guess we're going to do DC first, because it has the least amount of huge books, whereas with Marvel I have those omnis back there that are hard to hold, and I don't feel like doing that yet. So we're just going to go with DC Comics for now. Starting with, if things would like to be nice to me, Saga of the Swamp Thing by Alan Moore, which is a beautiful, beautiful, long run. Alan Moore is one of my favorite comic writers. He is tremendous. It's the whole collection. There is, I believe, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 6 of these books. They are great. The art in them is so nostalgic. If you're into comics that are not super new, this is definitely one of the all-time greats. It's beautiful. The story is simple while also being simultaneously really deep. It's very easy to follow while also having so much deep, weird lore to the greater DC universe. It is great. If you've ever seen if you've ever read Watchmen, that was Alan Moore. Alan Moore is a tremendous, tremendous writer, and this is. If you were to ask me what I think the best start to end like comic is, when it comes to like an individual character by an individual writer, Alan Moore's Swamp Thing is probably the best comic book ever. There are smaller comics I like more. Like I think the Absolute line has been tremendous. We'll get to some of those later. But this is the best front-to-back, long-running comic run, probably of all time. It's so good. It's the entirety of it, books 1 through 6. I think I paid like 90-something for all of it. I believe it was on sale when I did that. But this is a tremendous collection. I am so happy that I have it. It took me a couple months to read all of it, because I had a really shit job at the time. Not that I have a great one now, but like you get it. But it's great. It's really nice print. It's tremendous art. It's great writing. Fun characters. A tremendous main character in the Swamp Thing. His relationship with himself and his relationship with his former body and his relationship with everybody around him is so very interesting. So if you're into that sort of... If you're into, like... It's very environmentalist, by the way. If you're like John Boyega and you love advocate stuff, this is for you. It is a huge environmentalist advocate thing. It's so good. It's so good. It's so fucking good. I hope I'm not butchering this person's name. Jin Lun Yang, I believe it's how you pronounce it, made the best Superman book ever in Superman Smashes the Klan. This book is beautiful. This book has tremendous art, tremendous writing, good relationships, good character arcs. It has maybe my favorite, like, personality for Superman. As an adult, I adore this character. I love Superman as an adult. He is tremendous, and I love him, and he is the most important superhero of all time. He's on my top 10 list. He is not my favorite, but I adore Superman. As a child, I thought Superman was really boring, and I did not like him. However, as I've gotten older, I've learned Superman's history, and I have spent so much time watching and reading and whatnot on this character, and I adore him. And of the stuff I've seen, of the stuff I've read, there's a lot of really great stuff out there. Grant Morrison's stuff on Superman is really fucking good. A lot of the new 52 stuff on Superman wasn't great, but there was some good stuff in there. Kingdom Come is beautiful. A lot of Justice League stuff does them well because they're not a Superman writer. They're writing for a team and they put Superman in it. I think the Lego games have a really fun Superman actually. But this book is something that's just special. It's one novel. This is the whole thing. I want to say I paid like $18 for it, something like that. Very good stuff. If you hate Nazis, this is a book for you. If you love cute, innocent Boy Scout Superman, this is for you. If you love stories of people finding who they truly are, this is for you. It has a very fun back and forth with Clark, who, instead of viewing himself as a humanoid alien, he views himself as like a green alien with big eyes and weird ears and da-da-da-da-da. And that's how he views his theoretical parents, and it's very beautiful watching him fight with who he is to become a better person. All of the antagonists in this book are Nazis, and that's very fun because we hate those here. It's beautiful. These two characters are incredibly adorable. If it can zoom in. There we go. Look at her. She's so cute. This book's very fun. It's so good. It's so good. It's very good. It's Roberta and Tommy. They're the Lee kids. Lees are a Asian American family who moved to... Oh, Lord, excuse me. They moved to Metropolis, and it's a very old-fashioned immigrant story. There's a whole lot of uncertainty. There's a whole lot of lack of confidence. There's a whole lot of genuine sadness in the portrayal of this move, which is so realistic through the eyes of a child, and especially through the eyes of somebody who's different, right? Personally, I don't understand the Asian race part of this book. I don't. I would love to. I would love to be able to properly understand and comprehend every piece of it, but I don't. But as a queer person, I can't understand the fears of being different. It's beautiful. And then Roberta ends up... Superman gives her one of his capes because she was helpful, and her mother turns it into a little jacket for her. It's beautiful. This book is awesome. It is the best Superman book ever. It's so fucking good. It's very good. It's so good. And there's a huge glossary in the back that's like 20 pages on the history of Superman, which includes a lot of history in his relationships to being like a champion of the people, and how like the greatest radio show of all time, the most popular radio show of all time, the Superman radio show, was mostly about him beating up Nazis. And it also has a lot of little bits about the creator's childhood and their experiences with racism, and it's a tremendous book. I don't want to spoil it if you're interested. It was not very expensive. It's just one graphic novel. It's not 80 issues that you have to go find. It's very, very good. It's so good. Beautiful book. Next up are two books that are really new in the Absolute line. This is Absolute Wonder Woman, which is a tremendous Wonder Woman story. I love Wonder Woman. She's great. She's one of the most impactful heroes ever to be written for a comic. She is super important, not only to... Because a lot of people give her credit for being super important to female heroes, but she's also really important to heroes that aren't your typical man. Because not only is she a woman, she's also not like a regular person. She's an Amazon. She's from a Greek island. She's like based in a mythology, in a medium that's filled with straight white guys. It's so interesting to see a woman who's A, not Caucasian, and B, not a man. Also, she's like been portrayed bisexual a couple of times, which is interesting, which makes sense considering the whole island full of women thing. Wonder Woman's great. This book is great. She has a Pegasus, whose name is Pegasus, not because she can't think of a name, but because it's the Pegasus, which is very fun. She does blood rituals. She visits like a human witch, which is pretty cool. Her mom is Cersei. The spin on this one is that she doesn't grow up in the Mascara. She doesn't grow up with her parents and sisters to guide her into being this warrior. Instead, she grows up in hell, under the watchful eye of Cersei, and she grows to be a hero of her own merit, of her own volition. She has a giant berserk sword that was created by Hephaestus. She has, instead of her like lasso of truth, she has one that like burns you almost with like a penance stare, like Ghost Rider, which is pretty fucking cool. And the art's beautiful. This is a tremendous, tremendous book. The Absolute line has just been so good with creativity and with art and with writing and with what they're allowed to do with these characters that have such an intimate status quo. It has just been tremendously fun to pick up on. Currently I only have 2. I would like to get the rest of the Absolute collection. This has been so good. Just so good. There's 4 names on the front of this. I'm going to read all 4 of them. The only one that I know is Kelly Thompson. So Kelly Thompson is, I believe, the lead writer of this. I could be wrong. I am not the Bible. Don't trust everything I say. But I believe that's Kelly Thompson. And then Hayden Sherman is on the front page, alongside what I believe would be pronounced Mattea is it Eulis? I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. And then Jordi Belair. Very good book. I've still got a little bit of this book to read, actually. I'm not fully done with this one. I've got like 15 pages left. I will read them after I'm done recording this. Very good book. She fights a kaiju on like the 4th page or something. This is a great Wonder Woman story. Very good stuff. I adore this book. She's got tats. She's got like... I'm gonna try not to spoil things. It's so hard not to when I want to rant. Good book. Then, in the Absolute line, there was one I was more excited for than the others, and that was Absolute Martian Manhunter, which is maybe my favorite short book I've read ever, because Swamp Thing is probably the best long-running book. I think there's a book later on that is very short, very concise, and I think it's my favorite book ever, maybe? But when it comes to stories that are not super big, but they're also not super long, like this is only 6 issues, right? It might even be 5, but I'm pretty sure it's 6. Absolute Martian Manhunter is perfect. There is tremendous visuals, there's tremendous writing. The main character is super fun, super relatable, and super understandable. The relationship with his wife and his son are great. The relationships with the Martian are also tremendous. And the spin, because the Absolute Universe is all about like putting a spin on things, right? Is instead of being an alien that comes to Earth and then just chills out, Martian Manhunter is almost a parasite that takes over the brain of a human named John Jones. it's beautiful. Like, oh yeah, there's artsy stuff in it that, like, you can't see in, like, a digital form. Like this, for me right now, I can see cool shit through this, but you can't. Basically, in the light shining through the page, you see John, and then on the other side, you see the Martian. But if you have the page in front of you and the light shines through it, you get to see the Martian in the reflection of it. It's so neat. But there's so many little, like, artsy things throughout this that are just beautiful. The colors used are tremendous. Just, it's good shit. There's so much really high quality art in this book. Me and my girlfriend go and donate plasma, and one of the times I was doing that, I sat down and I read this. And it was amazing. I didn't shut up about it. I had a lot of fun. The art in it's great. It's very good. It has a lot of trippy, mindfucky art as well. Or, like, art that is very much not realistic and out of nowhere. Like, you're just chilling out, just like, oh, yep, cartoony comic book stuff, and then beautiful full page spreads. This is probably the most excited I've been for a new comic book ever. This is great. I'm very excited to get Volume 2. I'm so sad that this story is ending and it's not continuing, but I understand. Finite and whatnot. It's so good. Also didn't talk about it. Dennis Camp. Tremendous writer. And then Javier Rodriguez is the main artist. Tremendous art. This page just takes me away every time I look at it. It's so pretty. But Dennis Camp is one of my favorite writers. And as he was writing this, he was also writing The Ultimates, which I don't currently have. Two of the best books. Ultimates being a tremendous Marvel book, one of the most highly rated Marvel books in like a decade, and Martian Manhunter being one of the most interesting special books DC's ever put out, and also having tremendous reviews. And he was working on those at the same time. Dennis Camp, you monster, your brain's too big and your heart's too nice. Tremendous fucking book. Just beautiful in every single way. If you're into, like, buddy cop, murder mystery, stuff like that, this is a book that I think you would adore. It is a smaller book, due to the fact that it is only volume 1 of 2. I want to say I paid extra for this book because I had it ordered to a store. I think in reality it's like $18. And then if you wanted the whole story, it would just be $18 twice, I think. Unless there's a third volume. I don't know yet. Well, I think the greatest thing that DC has ever done, is these. The DC Compact books. They're small, they're cheap, they have inexpensive paper and inexpensive printing, and due to that, they're cheap. This book right here, Green Arrow, Year 1, tremendous book. Tremendous art, tremendous writing, one of the greatest comic characters of all time in Green Arrow. Very, very, very good book. Paid $9 for this. This, Gotham Central, a super gritty detective story. Very good stuff. Very, like, old school art for a fairly modern book. I paid $9 for this. Wonder Woman Earth 1 by Grant Morrison. Tremendous artist, tremendous writer, great book, tremendous character. This one's huge. Look how much bigger this one is than Green Arrow. Look how much bigger this one is. $9. Because it's inexpensive for them to create. Therefore, it can be sold for cheap. This huge fucking book was $9. A Marvel book of the same size probably run you $40. This is a tremendous thing that DC has done. I love these. I've started picking these up simply due to the fact that they're compact editions. I've already read Gotham Central because of the Troy Oboyo video where he said that this is a good book. So I've already read this online. I didn't need to purchase this to read it for the first time. However, due to the fact that it's a DC compact and it's only $9, I purchased it. Due to the fact that it's only $9. Why wouldn't I? Add it to my collection. It's a $9 book. Okay, time to get to these as individual books. Green Arrow Year One by Andy Diggle is a great book. It is a great introduction to the Green Arrow character, especially in his modern depictions and away from the campy stuff of when he was just Batman 2. This is perfect. I think this is the best jumping on point for a Green Arrow character that anybody's ever written. I think Longbow Hunters is maybe better as a story, but this is a perfect introduction to this character and his world and his mythos and everything about who he is. It really, early on, portrays how much of a shithead Oliver is, and later on shows so much of a genuine sweetheart and how much he adores people after his time on the island. It is perfect. It takes place on an island. Oh, yeah. The art is, I would consider, realistic without being like an Alex Ross portrait. I think it looks great. It only took me, my girlfriend was playing video games, I sat down and read this book. It's not super long. Once again, if you get the compact edition, it is $9. It has like that library smell to it. That's what these have. Very good stuff. Tremendous book. Great jumping on point. If you're super into activism, if you're super into helping people, if you're anti-slavery and anti-racism and super fuck the billionaires, Green Arrow is the character for you. And Year One is a tremendous jumping on point if you are interested in learning about this character and about his world without spending a bunch of money on a huge Omni or whatever. If you want a short, concise insight into the character of Green Arrow, this book is perfect for you, and I advise you to check it out. It has some genuinely beautiful character work of someone who is maybe the most important DC character that's not, typically on a big screen. Besides Martian Manhunter. I think he's probably... Him and Dick Grayson, I guess, are the only ones I'd put above Green Arrow. I love Ollie. Ollie's great. Fucking great book. I've done this one slightly already, but I've already read it. I'll probably read through it again. Maybe. But I read Gotham Central a while ago. This is a tremendous... if you're into gritty detective noir, L.A. noir, or if you're into detective stuff, mysteries, thrillers, this is a book for you. It takes place in Gotham. Who would have thought? But the book doesn't really do a whole lot of Batman. At least from my remembering, there's not a whole lot of Bat there. It's about the cops of Gotham. And it's really interesting, it's really gritty, it's really gross, it's really realistic. The mystery thriller aspects of it are to come across so much nicer in this than an average Batman thing. It's really fucking good. I don't own a Batman comic. I'm sitting here talking about Gotham Central and I realize I don't own a Batman comic. I should fix that. Gotham Central is tremendous. Ed Brubaker is the main writer, I believe. Then there's Greg Rucka and also Michael Lark, who are on the team. And those three have made this a beautiful, beautiful thing. It has like an old school comic feel to it, and its art and its lettering. It gives such nostalgia to the first time I found like a single issue comic book and opened it up. That's what this makes me think about. Very good stuff. Tremendous mysteries. Tremendous thriller stuff. Just very good book. I'm yawning. Very good book as a whole. If you're interested in the mystery thriller, if you're interested in the gritty LA noir sort of thing, if you're interested in Gotham without Batman, $9 book. And it's much bigger than Green Arrow. This is a significant leap, and it's still $9. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. The final DC book that I have, and the final compact that I have for now, is Wonder Woman Earth 1 by Grant Morrison, with pictures by, I want to say it's pronounced Unique Paquette? This is tremendous. This is good. This is also $9. It also has the library smell. And it also gives me a lot of nostalgia, but this time not for the first time I found a comic book, but for the first time I found a novel, like a proper, big graphic novel sort of thing. It gives me so much nostalgia for that. It was middle school, and I believe it was Bone, which is great, by the way. Read Bone. I want all the Bone books. Bone's good. This is a tremendous book. It is so good. The art's great. The writing's great. It is the most interesting Diana's ever been. It's also the most attractive Diana's ever been. I know way too many people put her looks to be super important for them in liking a book about her, which I think is weird, but I like the way she's drawn in this. She doesn't give mommy in this. She gives mom, which is so nice. Hello, the king. Please do not kill my computer. I am doing the recording. He's trying to kill the computer. Great fucking book. It's way bigger than the other two. It is still $9. It's probably the most interesting Wonder Woman's ever been, in my opinion. There's a lot of framing throughout the book that I really like, in the sense of this sort of thing, where instead of just being a black line to break up the comic book page, it's like this, which at first I thought was supposed to be her lasso. I don't believe that's what it is. And it's not always that. Sometimes there's these sorts of things where it looks sort of like Greek patterns. But I really like the artistic ways they go about making panels throughout this book. It's super good. Like I said, if you're interested in Wonder Woman and you don't want to spend $40 on something, this is a huge book that's $9. Check this out. It's really good. Moving on to Marvel. I'm going to start with my 3 Omnis because they're heavy and I don't feel like carrying them for very long. The first one being The Immortal Hulk, which is the biggest thing I own, maybe period. This book is so fucking big. It's so heavy and hard to read, but I have read it, and it's really fucking good. It takes a lot of the light understandings of personality disorders that the Hulk has been wrapped up in for decades, and it makes them so much more impactful to the character. It makes them so much more important, and it makes them so much bigger a piece of who Bruce is. This book has my favorite art in anything ever. This is so very good. It's going to be very hard to show this art. There you go. That's awesome. And that's every page of this book. All 1,000 of them. This is just good stuff. Because there's so much in this book. And it's so beautiful. It has my favorite art, just period, in any comic thing. I have such a deep, passionate love for the Hulk. I have such a deep, passionate love for the lore of that character, outside of just, he's big and green. I love all the deep stuff with Gamma and the issues with his dad. And then this book does a lot with Hulk versus the Avengers. Hulk versus Catholicism. There's a whole lot of just, Hulk verses, which is great. This is my favorite design for Hulk, probably. It's very much old school Hulk. He's Frankenstein sort of thing. I love all the monster designs. I love the lore that's introduced with stuff to do with the Green Door. This is a tremendous Hulk book. It is so good. It's so good. It's so fucking good. It's so good. Al Ewig is the main writer, and most of the art's done by Joe Bennett. And Joe Bennett's art is just perfect. This is the guy for me. Just tremendous, gross, gritty, hyper-realistic shit. And I agree with this tagline on the front. The greatest run in the history of the Incredible Hulk by Comic-Con. And I agree. The best Hulk run and the best art in any comic ever. This shit is so good. I'm not going to hold this much longer due to the fact that it is so big. It is like 1,000 pages. It is so heavy. But this is a tremendous book. It has the big monster fights, right? It has the big monster fights and the hyper-realistic art. But the thing that really drew me into this is the deep understanding and love and respect for the character of Bruce Banner, the passion that goes into the understanding of who Bruce is, who the Hulk is, the understanding of why they are where they are, what they do, and the deep respect that is shown for people that actually have identity issues, or people who actually have personality issues or personality problems or anything like that. It is treated with such a respect and such a care, on top of just being a tremendous artistic piece. It is such a tremendous love letter to a character that has been kind of bitched out in the past 15 or so years. So it makes me a very happy Hulk fan. I would not advise buying that one if you're new to comics, though, due to the fact that it's like, I think it was $200, because it's fucking 1,300 pages or whatever. So, maybe if you're not interested in that, don't go buying that one if you're not already into comics. It's pretty hefty. Ultimate Spider-Man, baby. This is one of the most important comic runs ever. It's probably the second most known Spider-Man run, outside of just the regular Amazing one, which hit 1,000 issues recently. This is a tremendous book. I'm just going to move the camera down, because I'm not picking this book up for super long. Tremendous book. This is Bendis and Bagley. They worked on this. This was when Bendis was respected and loved, and people liked his work. I would say 80% of this book, and this run as a whole, is gold. It's little teenage Peter again. It is a very fun MJ Watson. It is a very punk rock Gwen Stacy. It's a new relationship for Harry Osborn. It's a new design for Norman Osborn, and really for everybody. It's a much more angsty asshole Peter Parker, which I like. Great fucking book. Also, the origin story with Uncle Ben and everything is multiple issues. It's not just, here's one issue, Ben's dead. Like, you have to spend a while with Ben and with May and truly learn to love them. And then Ben gets cooked. This is a great book. This is a great story. This is an all-time great Spider-Man. Just overall tremendous. Also, this logo gives me insane nostalgia. This Ultimate Spider-Man logo gives me insane nostalgia. This is tremendous. Just all around great shit. His relationships with himself, with May, with Ben, with with Gwen, with Harry, with MJ. Later on with Kitty Pryde, his relationships with Osborn and Otto, and with the Shocker, and with Kingpin, and with petty criminals, and with Eddie Brock, and with Craven, and with his teachers. Just overall, such a beautiful book. Tremendous art for the most part, too. Every once in a while there's like a sloppy page or so, but for the most part this is a beautiful book. Once again, it is an Omni. If you're not collecting comic books, do not buy this. It is like $125. Buy like a single like volume or an issue or whatever and see if you like it. This is a huge, heavy book. But it's a beautiful book. Bendis and Bagley, they say what you want about what Bendis has gone on to do. Brian Michael Bendis has done some weird shit. He's made some weird fucking books. But this right here, beautiful. Not quite his magnum opus. I think his magnum opus is Creating Miles. I don't have anything of Miles yet. Currently in my Amazon cart is a Miles book, actually. That's like my next purchase. But this is so good. This right here, good shit. And for those who don't already know, read all of it. Read the ending to this line. Do it. Nothing bad could happen. Tremendous book. If you already love the character of Spider-Man, or if you just want a nostalgic push of early 2000s comic media, this right here. This right here. Such a good fucking book. Lift that. Beside this first Ultimate Spider-Man Omni is The Wrong Book. So that is not Volume 2 of Ultimate Spider-Man. That is Volume 3. I don't have Volume 2. Amazon sent me the wrong one. So, for now, that's just still in its wrap. And it's like wrapping paper. Because I don't have Volume 2. So, I'm not going to get that one out. It's heavy and I haven't read it yet. Let me get into my smaller Marvel books, including Ultimate X-Men. This is a tremendous book. I feel like that's not correct. I guess it is. Peach Momoko. I hope I didn't butcher your name. I'm so sorry if that was disrespectful. This is a great fucking book. If you love the X-Men, if you love the X-Men mythos, if you love their relationships and their personalized world and their specific corner of Marvel, this is a great book for you. Just so good. It's so good. And it's such like a love letter to like manga. And I know what you're thinking. That seems racist. You just read it like a name that sounds vaguely Japanese. No, but like look at it. Flip to a random page and look at it. That's so manga. It's so manga. So if you're interested in a Marvel book that looks like and treats itself like a manga, this is for you. If you're interested in a modern X-Men story that focuses on younger individuals, not Wolverine for the 90th time, this is a book for you. I really like these Ultimate Run. I like the Ultimate Runs so far, the ones that I have read a little bit of, which are this, Spider-Man, and Black Panther. I don't have Black Panther, though. I read that one online. I should probably get that. I want to get all of these. I really like the logos. I'm a big fan of the little Ultimate logos that have the thing in them. For this, it's the X gene. For Spider-Man, it's like a little spider. I love this little bit down here that's in gold. I'm a big fan of all of the white on the page, because a lot of comics do black for their advertising page and whatnot. I guess that's not what this is. For the print. And the Ultimate books instead do a whole lot of white, and I think it looks good. It's pretty nice. Big fan of the static logos, and then just the art in this book is beautiful. It is not as much creative freedom as I'd think that the Absolute run has. I think that run is significantly better. I think they have a lot more creative freedom, but this is a tremendous book, a tremendous run, a tremendous go from somebody who is just a visionary with the medium. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Next book, also an Ultimate run, Ultimate Spider-Man, by Jonathan Hickman. There's a couple other names on the front. I, personally, don't know their first names. The names being Messina, Wilson, and Chichetto? I really wish I knew those people's first names. They're probably in the book somewhere. Or not. Or not. Or they're not. I apologize. This book is great. It is a perfect reimagining of Spider-Man if Peter were to find, who he was and become Spider-Man way, way later. He's grown. He has children. He is married. He has an office job. He has a beard. This is a grown-ass man, Peter Parker. And it's great. It is a tremendous regular Spider-Man suit. They do a couple jokes in an issue where he's figuring out what suit to make. They make fun of some Spider-Man suits in that, and I think that's very fun. His relationship with MJ, his relationship with Harry, his relationship with his kids, and his relationship with the live Ben Parker are all tremendous. Very, 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 very good. I have already read the rest of this. This is only volume 1. There is more. I've already read it all. Because I read it as it was coming out online. And it's pretty good. I think there's like a slow point throughout the book. There's a little bit of a slow period. But then it picks up, and it picks up hard. And it's really, really good. So if you love Spider-Man, or you want a re-envisioning of the character, or you want to see what it would be like if Peter were to figure all this stuff out as an adult and not a little kid, here's a book for you. Or if you just like Jonathan Hickman, people really like that guy. If you like Jonathan Hickman, there, it's a Hickman book. Which is a good thing, by the way. Hickman's great. The most underrated comic character, end quote, is Laura Kinney. I love her. She's great. I like Laura Kinney a lot. I really like Laura Kinney. I'm a big fan of Laura Kinney. I feel like, is that real? Yeah, that's the third one. I love Laura Kinney. And All New Wolverine is my favorite run on the character of Wolverine, Laura or Logan. This is good. I'm a really big fan of Laura. I'm a really big fan of her design. I'm a really big fan of the way that she presents herself. I'm a big fan of her relationship, not only with other people in her circle of being Wolverine and other clones and whatnot. Look at that, it's Old Man Logan. But also in her relationship with the Avengers, her relationship with the X-Men. I think it's really interesting to see how she reacts to those people, knowing her history with Logan and knowing she's a clone and knowing da-da-da-da-da. It's really interesting. I really, 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 really like how hard she tries to be peaceful, even though she is quite literally a weapon. She was made entirely to kill things. And seeing her try so hard to be peaceful and try so hard to be a good person and try so hard to be a hero is so heart-wrenching. These books are great. I have not read all of All New Wolverine. I'm missing, I think there's 2 more volumes. But just, this stuff is so good. And it's such a, beautiful love letter to Laura Kinney. It's such a beautiful letter to the mantle of Wolverine, and it's such a beautiful love letter to found family. It's really good. I love this book. When I made a video about my top 10 heroes, I fought with myself a lot about where to put Laura Kinney, because I think she's my second favorite comic character under Peter. I think it's Peter, then Laura. Oh, it's hard. She's great. I love Laura Kinney. This is a tremendous character in a tremendous mythos. I love her. I like her way more than Logan. She's awesome. I love Laura Kinney. She's so cool. Anyways, wow. Just wow. It's Tom Taylor, David Lopez, David Navarrete, and Nathan Fairburn. Thank you guys for making this. This is great. I knew Taylor's work beforehand, but that's the only person in that lineup that I already knew about. This shit is good. I love Laura. She's my preferred X-Man. Look at her. I love her. She is amazing. Chip Zdarsky is probably my favorite current writer for anything. I love Zdarsky. He's so fucking good. This is the beginning of his run on Daredevil, which is kind of legendary in Daredevil spaces. Zdarsky's writing is so dark and so gritty, yet so heartfelt and so lovable. Just super good. If I'm not mistaken, this has the same artist as the X-Men book that we were looking at, I want to say. Am I crazy? No, not the X-Men book. It's the person who did most of the art in Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man is the person who did a lot of the art in this. And that person, Cicchetto, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't want to be disrespectful. Marco Cicchetto. Okay. And Sonny Goes. Those are the... Sonny Go and Marco Cicchetto are the ones who did the art. And they're right. This art will leave you with your jaw on the floor. Look at that back piece. Isn't that beautiful? Daredevil's a character with a whole lot of love, a whole lot of deep, immense respect for such a long-running character. The art is really gross, in a good way. A lot of comic characters that always have books, it's like 1 in 3 of their runs are going to be shit, right? Like if you're reading Batman, it's like if there's 3 Batman runs, 1 of them's good. Or if there's 2 Superman runs, 1 of them is good half of the time. If there's 5 Spider-Man runs, 1 of them is good. And that's because of, like, editorial. That's not a writer or, like, artist issue. Daredevil's a character whose worst comics are good comics, and his best comics are the greatest of all time. And I think Zdarsky is the best writer for the character. I think his writing on the character is perfect. And throughout Zdarsky's Daredevil run, he gets to write just a tiny itty-bitty bit for Spider-Man. And I thought, when I saw that a long time ago, that's my favorite writer ever for Spider-Man. I hope he gets a Spider-Man book. Mark Bagley made the art for this book, and it was written by Chip fucking Zdarsky. Spider-Man Live Story is my favorite small book that I own. I think Saga of the Swamp Thing is the greatest super long-running comic. When it comes to shorter things that aren't super long, this is the best book that's ever been written. It has tremendous art, tremendous visuals. It has some of the greatest writing for Spider-Man. It has great writing for all of his villains. It has tremendous writing for Gwen Stacy, tremendous writing for MJ, tremendous writing for Peter having kids, tremendous writing for Ben Reilly, a character who is, like, often realized as a shit Spider-Man. It has tremendous action. It has tremendous stakes. It has a really fun thing that it does between its issues, where instead of being a month apart and then it passes like a week, right? It's a decade every time, starting with Peter in the 60s and going forward, I believe, into the 2019 is when the story ends. And it is just fucking perfect. Chip Zdarsky wrote a little bit of Spider-Man for his Daredevil run, and it was great, and I loved it, and I was like, I want him to write Spider-Man, and then he did, and my girlfriend got me this book for Christmas, and I read it immediately, and it is the best comic book I have ever read. It is so good, the art is tremendous, and it shows that Zdarsky should be given a Spider-Man run. Not this. This is great. Tremendous. Put Zdarsky on a Spider-Man run for just like a year. I promise. It'll do good. Don't throw him on Amazing Spider-Man, though. That shit's ass. I don't want him near ass. We save Zdarsky. We put him on good stuff. Give him a Spider-Man run that he has full creative control of for a year, and I promise you it'll be the best-selling Spider-Man comic since 2000. I literally promise. Zdarsky is so good. This book is so good. Zdarsky is like, when he makes something, I don't care what the character is from. If he wrote a Marvel character or a DC character or an independent character or something he made up, or if he wrote something about a Minecraft villager, I'd fucking read it, because he is so fucking skilled. I don't like the word talent when it comes to creative things, because it feels like you haven't earned it. This man has the most skill and the most genuine love for comics that is easy to understand while reading, and it doesn't get too complex to hurt your brain, but it's so complex that it makes you think about these characters that you already know everything about. Chip Zdarsky is a perfect comic writer, and this is a perfect book. Spider-Man's the greatest comic character, Zdarsky's the greatest comic writer, you throw them together, Mark Bagley draws some beautiful art, and then here we are with my favorite comic, probably ever, in Spider-Man Life Story. Tremendous shit. Thank you, Haley, if you see this for some reason. This was a tremendous pick. Thank you. Mwah. I love Spider-Man. And for now, that's my entire comic collection. If this video does well, or if somebody asks for it, I will do better, more in-depth reviews of these individual books. For example, I do a review of this, or I do a review of All New Wolverine, or I do a review of Immortal Hulk, or whatever it may be, or a review of Green Arrow, or a review of Do a Power Bomb, or whatever. But only if people are into it. I don't want to push that on everybody. Not everybody wants to listen to me yap about a book for an hour. Not everybody wanted to listen to me yap about multiple books for an hour. But I hope you guys have a tremendous day. Hope you have a great weekend. If you're watching this after this weekend, hi. I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the video. I'm going to chill. I'm going to eat something probably. But I love you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for this past month getting us to 1,000 subs. You guys mean the world to me, and I adore you. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Bye-bye.